done down those roads, this car has got no right to do in those conditions. It is insane. Hi guys, welcome back to CMD and another video. You join me back at Porsche Centre, Nottingham in this 911 Carrera 4 GTS. A car I've been really keen to review in coupe format. More recently, I was lucky enough to drive the Cabriolet. Video is now on the channel. When speaking to the guys here, and Tom Hale in particular, he mentioned that they had a demonstrator that was very nicely specified, which it really is. I'll go into that in just a moment, so might be worth coming to have a look. On that note, spec sheet. So this car is ice grey metallic, essentially crayon, but a lighter version, somewhere between silver and white in my simple world. Probably my favourite Porsche colour. First thing to note is this is a newer gen of infotainment compared to my 69 plate Carrera S. So in here I get the upgraded infotainment, the new system. I've got a electric sunroof. Yes, we'll have that open please. We get front axle lift, power steering plus rear axle steer, adaptive seats, 18-way with memory, heated GT Sport steering wheel with race tech. So Alcantara with the heated steering wheel button just hidden behind the back. Nice touch. Carmine red rev counter, carbon matte interior package, which is everywhere to be seen. Race tech's sun visors, or Alcantara to you and I. Personalised floor mats, Bose surround system. Phenomenal. Privacy glass, park assistance, including surround view. Noticed it had that when I was on the external. You'll notice on the wing mirrors you see these little cameras underneath sticking out, and the light design package. So really nicely specified. PDK, sunroof, heated seats, cruise control, GTS. So compare that to the Carrera S, which I will be doing in another video. Obviously gets you a few additional upgrades, but a day like today, February, here in the UK, it's damp on the roads. Really keen to see what this thing's capable of. So let's find out. So a number of things that you want to put on. Heated steering wheel, absolutely. Sunroof open, absolutely. So on my right hand dial, what you get is an all-wheel stat, which shows you how much of the power is going to the rear and the front. So as you're cruising around, it shows that 95%, or what looks like 95% on 2 bars, is going to the rear. Yeah, presumably we'll start to notice some difference. First thing of note, so in this newer gen GTS, the Power Steering Plus immediately makes this a nicer handling car. The front end's got a level of compliance to it that my Carrera S just quite simply doesn't have. Can you hear it? Sounds brilliant. So you're just going to warm her up, but your environment immediately is quintessential Porsche. Everything feels well made. There's definitely a sense of occasion in here. I know the 992 interior doesn't lend itself quite as well to 991. Case in point, cup holders. However, what I would say about that one is, at the moment, in a PDK, is of no relevance. If you had a manual car, that would be quite annoying. But I think, without sounding too geeky, the 991 cup holder was so brilliant. It was so Porsche in it, how over-engineered it was. It was right there, you could pop it out and it would just be at your hand. The fact that they've changed that is mind-boggling to me, but I'm just a simpleton and I'm not Porsche. But as we get into a bit of open road, I'm going to knock the gears down and let it sing. When you want to, especially on a day like today, and this is why the 4 GTS really comes into its own, when you want to clock it into sport, which would be a brave move in my Carrera S on a day like today, and pin it, speed limit road, this thing still goes. Oh, and it goes. I mean, this road is one that I know Porsche use because it's a good test of ride. It's shocking, this road. Absolutely shocking. And you know about it, don't get me wrong. But the car's going. God, it is going as well. It is effortless pace. The road's chucking me around and you can just feel the car sorting it for you. Suspension, steering, it's all just levelling the car out. Which means when you get to a corner, you've got an extra little bit of confidence. Brakes are anchors. Starting to get some pops and bangs from that exhaust. And there is a price difference, and you're not getting night and day performance, and I think that's the talking point, isn't it? Does it warrant the price tag? Let's be honest, if you're in this market, price is relevant to a point, but I'm struggling to know what else you could buy for the money that would be this capable and feel so sure under your throttle, because based on what I can see in front of me, this car's got no right to be this planted. I'm in sport mode, which is, you know, far more attack, and just the capability, I'm not convinced there would be much quicker on the road. So money no object, and arguably what you pay up front you might save in depreciation, and what I mean by that is the GTS will cost more to purchase, but look at what the GTS prices have done in the previous generation compared to the Carrera S, let's say. Actually, that makes the GTS potentially a safer buy. Depreciation is a really hot topic at the moment. I'm mindful of that, but I'm also not, don't take this the wrong way, no doubt the internet will hate me, I'm also not bothered by it. If you've been buying a 911 Carrera S because you're thinking it's not going to lose you any money in the next year or two, I'm sorry, but it's a false economy, and you've bought into something that I don't think would ever really happen, apart from in a very peculiar market, which has been the case historically, but those things don't last forever. You know, would I be expecting to sit in one of these for a few years and make money? God no. Lose money? Hell yes. And that's the, you know, you've got to be honest about that. But I would imagine the GTS will lose less than the lower based models, and you have more car in the meantime. It's not, you know, 30% more of a car, let's be perfectly clear, but it might do 30% less depreciation. It is more car. I mean, those signs, white circles, tight bend, just the, okay, yeah, wowie, the grip it generates is utterly stupid. I had no right to go around that corner like that. Damp, wet, British B road, basically shocking surface. This thing just dragged me round. I've pointed, put the throttle down, and it's gone, yep, I'll figure that out. And at no point did it feel over dramatic. Brakes work very, very well. It like whips you around the corners, it like drags you around. Says, come on, I'll take you. Yeah, this is a massively mental piece of kit. I would argue that's as impressive as the Turbo S that I drove from a just capability around corners perspective. That four-wheel drive and the suspension setup and the aids are just doing everything for me, and oh my gosh, it works. Yeah, big fan. into a 30. God, the anchors work. Back into normal. It just adds an additional layer of fun to the experience because you can just be so much more confident in how you chuck the car, and it will do it for you somehow. That is Porsche magic doing its thing. Don't ask me how they do it, but those boys in Stuttgart know how to make a car, and know how to make a car that you can push. So the route home, very similar to the route here. Wouldn't normally do a loop, but I've got to go back and drive those roads, and if that doesn't tell you something about this car, I don't know what does. As a Carrera S owner, I've enjoyed that more than I expected to, and I think that should hopefully tell you a lot about this car. And I think that's as good a note as any to sign off. Huge thank you, as always, to Tom Hale, Matt, and the team at Porsche Centre in Nottingham. I'm there for the day today, filming a few different bits and pieces, but this was definitely first on my list. If you haven't seen a video from CMD before, we've been set up as a YouTube channel with a difference. All of the revenue that we generate lands in a designated bank account, essentially a hobby of mine. It was never really set up to make money, and so the revenue that we receive now is all donated to local, national and international charities and good causes. Put simply, the revenue that we make from you watching this video is donated to charity. So thank you for tuning in. That money is genuinely making massive differences to amazing causes that we all know exist out there. And a huge thank you to Porsche Centre Nottingham and Tom Hale for handing me the keys to this car and letting me go out and experiencing it, because without them, this stuff doesn't get made. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Cheers.